bounce back. I think he can do that very calm in the first half.
Number 3 overall pick in the NFL draft.
Hi, I'm Bixby. It's great to meet you.
Hey, Tess, well, I asked Todd Bowles how he thought Sam Darnold played in that first half, and he said not bad. He said that he thought that he showed poise in the pocket, even though he took a couple of sacks. He said one was a coverage sack, and the other, he said one of our guys got beat coming up the middle, so it wasn't Sam's fault. But overall, he said that he was pleased with Darnold's play. Going into the locker room, he was going to give him another series, but it looks like he's now decided to start Teddy Bridgewater in the second half.
So that is the night, Lisa, for Sam Darnold, and here is the comeback. He has worked his way back. A catastrophic knee injury has gobbled up Thomas Rawls for a loss.
All right, so we back live. Second half of the Redskins Jets preseason game number 2. Redskins lead 9-3 going into the third quarter. Jets possess the football first. Teddy Bridgewater is now in the game. We all know the story about catastrophic knee injury and him finally getting on the football field last week for the Falcons, throwing a touchdown pass. And so Redskins get a little bit of pressure there. Bridgewater able to escape, elude pressure, extend play, and make a nice throw out to one of his tight ends. I think that's a tight end, might be a receiver. Tim settled with some good pressure on that particular play.
That's what makes this league special, when guys fight through it.
Ryan Anderson tried to get a little bit of pressure, but you know how it is with him.
I'm back playing the game that I love.
So they get to wake up and hopefully football. Actually appreciate the small things.
Good blitz by Troy Apke. Nice little run blitz there. Apke coming into the backfield, making a tackle for no gain. So really like what Apke's doing tonight. Got an interception. Been very aggressive. Up around the line of scrimmage. You can see his speed, man. He's so fast. You can really see just how fast of a defender he is. This looks so much clearer than it did the first time. I don't know what the hell's going on. Oh, great throw by Bridgewater. Good coverage by Dan Johnson as he continues his bid to make this roster. Really good pass defense there by Danny Johnson. Slightly overthrown. I thought it was a good ball by Teddy for a longer wide receiver there. The second-year receiver out of California.
Valuable trade bait out there, so he's just competing. All that'll take care of himself.
3rd and 9 now for the Jets. See what the Redskins do here and if they're able to get any pressure. They dump it down right through the hands of the running back. He wasn't going to get the first down, I don't think. It was Tom Rawls. Bridgewater dumps it down, and they're going to have to punt. Settle was going on a nice little twist to the outside, occupying blockers, allowing for the stunt inside.
It may not be here in New York because we know that Sam Darnold is the heir apparent.
Well, he was stunting outside, and the twist was going to come around. It was a nice stunt settle. Trey back for punt returns. Good decision to let it hit, and it trickles into the end zone. Redskins take over at the 20-yard line.
Teddy's back after the 2 years of working his way back. A lot of GMs around the league watching the second half.
Gregory Lightbody says we should get Adrian Peterson from all these injuries. I don't see that happening. I don't see any case where the Redskins go out and get a veteran like Adrian Peterson. I think if they're going to acquire a back, it may be a veteran. I don't know. With Adrian Peterson's history, not being the most, I'll say, team-friendly player in the locker room. I don't know if the Redskins would be interested in bringing a guy like that into the locker room. I think if they were to go the route of a running back to bring one in, I think the way to go would be a veteran, because you have so many young guys on the roster, running back position. You don't want to bring another young guy in necessarily. Now, look, I'm all about talent, but you don't want to bring another young guy in that potentially is a beast, a stud, and now all of a sudden you got Geis, a young back, this next guy that's a young back, Samaje Perine that's a young back. It just becomes a little cluttered and crowded. But look, it's all about talent. If you can get some young talent, so be it. So we'll see what the Redskins do. Again, if Perine is just an ankle injury, which I think it is, and Byron Marshall is okay, we don't know the extent of his injury, but if he's okay, they're not going to do anything. But if those guys are serious, then they may have to do something.
Big, strong, athletic guy. But look, I think the guys that are really going to be featured in this offense is Jordan Reed, Chris Thompson, and Vernon Davis. Inside out. And we know Alex Smith, he loves tight ends and he loves going to his backs.
Well, I'm with you, especially on Jordan Reed. You know, Jay has tried to put this offense around Jordan Reed for the last couple of years. But the guy's playing a lot of football. He's going to have to stay healthy. When he's healthy, he's one of the better tight ends. And you throw in Vernon Davis, and Dotson can play this offense with Alex Smith can be pretty dynamite.
To your point, though, Reed has never played a full 16-game season. He has all 5 of his career.
Capri Bibbs with the carry on first down.
Just a yard tackle.
Gets a yard, if that.
I really like Paul Richardson. What we've seen in being with the Skins at practice, guys.
Jets have some big boys up front. Fatu Kasi is in there. That's one of their draft picks. 300 and about 20-pound behemoths out of UConn. Nathan Shepard, a third-round pick that's going to play starter reps this year, is still in the game. So they still got some guys in there that they really like that are big guys on that defensive line. McCoy checks it down to Simi Cobbs Jr. Down. If they did, then he got 9. Boy, Simi looks slow.
They don't talk about it often, but just you got to feel, and it goes into it.
Yeah, they gave him 9, so he got the first down, moved the sticks. Cam Sims is still out there along with Trey Quinn and Simi Cobbs as the 3 receivers. Flanders is in as the tight end. Christian is still in at tackle, doing a good job at particular play. Trey Quinn with a diving catch down to the 49-yard line. Great catch by Quinn on a ball that if Colt McCoy can get up a little bit, he may be able to catch it and run after the catch. So it's a nice little over out there by Trey Quinn, diving down, getting that catch, securing the football. That guy's making the roster, folks. I think I told you that already when we drafted him as Mr. Irrelevant, but he's going to make this roster. He's going to be the new Ryan Grant. And he may be a better version of Ryan Grant. That's the hope. Handoff, gun for Capri Bibbs. Couple of spins. Nice little run for Capri Bibbs up inside on the gun. For about a good 4, maybe 5. 2 spin moves on that run to get about 5 on first down.
No, I think he's testing it a little bit. Just see where it is, okay? Let's see the backups running a little bit. And so that's a big part of Alex's game, just orchestrating that, knowing what the right look is, because you're making a lot of quick decisions on the fly.
So far, these backup offensive linemen aren't bad. Juwan Christian picking up the blitz there. Down the sideline.
Downfield incomplete, beyond the reach of Darvin.
Yeah, Darvin Kidsey. Never heard of him and don't get comfortable hearing him because he's going to make this roster.
You're going to see the Jets put the safety down here. He's going to blitz off the outside. And as soon as Colt McCoy sees that, he sees that matchup.
Jerron Christian waiting on that blitz. Outside, I like that. Everybody slid to the outside to pick that up properly. It just wasn't any separation there. Wasn't anywhere for that football to go. Brings up a 3rd down and 6 from the 48-yard line of the Jets. Be nice to convert this. Same 3 receivers in the game. Sims, Quinn, and Cobbs. Capri Bibbs out in the flats. Great job on the back who was playing cover 2. Disguised it well. I think Colt thought he was getting man-to-man there and that he was running free. And that corner did a great job of jamming at the line of scrimmage and then coming off of that receiver and coming down and making the tackle. Colt got fooled on that one. That's all that was. Made a quick decision, thought he knew what he got, and he didn't. Checked it down. It was an easy tackle in the flats for the cornerback. So, 4th punt. First time we've seen Tressway tonight.
Not going well so far.
And he's going to force a fair catch to about an 11-yard line. So, good kick by Tress. He was probably one of our most steady players last year. One of the few guys we knew we could count on week in and week out to be really good for us. That's never the thing you want to hear when you're talking about. You want your punter to be good. You just don't want to use them as often as you did last year. Nonetheless, Nick Riley says, "What up, Nick? Did you hear about Wynn getting carted off? Wynn for the Patriots? No. If that's what you're talking about, no. I did not. I did hear about Nicholas Foles going down with an arm injury in that football game. I didn't hear about Wynn. And that's what you're talking about. I hope it's not serious." Andre Sherrill says, "Tim Settle doing good. Payne pick looks less good. We should have gotten Tremaine Edmonds, but we'll see." Look, I'm not here to second guess the pick anymore. I've said what I said. I meant what I said when I said it. I haven't wavered on that. It's irrelevant now. You can't go back and change the pick. He's skin. I love the fact that this guy is a good football. We know we're getting a good football player. That was never the question. That was never the debate. I wasn't ranting about Daron Payne's ability as a football player. I was ranting at the fact that we could get another defensive lineman later, and we did in Tim Settle. Again, that's hindsight now. We didn't know we were going to get Tim Settle in the 5th round. All right, we didn't know that was going to fall into our lap. Bottom line is, I felt like we could get a defensive lineman later in the draft. You can't get another Tremaine or a Derwin James later in the draft. And so that was my rationale there. But Daron Payne looks like he's going to be a good player for us. And so as he continues to play, I think he's going to get better and better. He got a sack tonight, which was awesome because generally you don't get guys getting pressure from interior defensive line positions. That's why a guy like Aaron Donald is so huge, which is why I don't know what's taking the Rams so to get the deal done. I don't know what he's asking for, so I don't want to sit here and make it seem like it's easy as just saying, hey, get the deal done, but it's so rare to get pressure from the interior defensive tackle positions. So to see him get a sack tonight, beat the guard like he stole something and get to Sam Darnold, that was gorgeous. Sean Johnson is now in the game along with Settle and Apke. So a lot of young guys get involved now. You get to see what these guys can do. Sean Deion Hamilton trying to get out there. You can tell he's still lumbering a little bit. He wasn't able to come down with the tackle, and the Jets get a good 15 and a first down.
He's just so appreciative and so thankful to be playing football again. He said just to be able to wake up and only think about football. He was talking to us about almost losing his leg. Not many people know that he almost lost his leg. The injury was so devastating. Struggling just to be able to put his son and just taking it one challenge
good.
at a time. We were asking him,
good penetration there and good stoutness at the point of attack by Ryan Anderson. Look, that's what he does. I told you when we drafted him, you're getting a guy that's going to be physical in the run game, not a guy that's going to get after the quarterback. A lot of his sacks at Alabama were by virtue of just the guys around him making plays. just being unblocked. It wasn't him winning necessarily. So I just don't see him being a difference maker at this level in passing game. But that was a nice, that's what he does. He's physical in the ring, and he was there. Sean Deion Hamilton coming on the blitz. He get blocked. Jets pick it up, but not able to make the completion. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 11. Redskins came with a little bit of a pressure there. They dropped Ryan into the flats or into the hook zone, but they rushed the other outside linebacker, Sean Deion Hamilton.
The communication in the huddle to let them know I'm going to outflank them mentally. It's improved his mental aspect of the game. Seeing the coverage.
Appreciate it on the super chat. Says Big Blue. He's a Giants fan, obviously. In another super chat, he says Giants. Appreciate you, man. Oh, almost got a sack. Make the tackle. Good tackle by Vigil. Let's see what the flag is on. Should be holding. I think our guy was beating their tackle around the corner. I don't think he roughed Teddy at all. Yeah. Yeah, he got beat by Robertson off the edge. And Robertson still got there. So, that's good pressure. But yeah, he beat him off the edge. He got away with he tried to hold, and that's what caused the pressure. The hit down below the knees, which would have been flagged had he done that on his own. But Redskins nonetheless get off the field after a good combination tackle by Vigil Apke to stop the receiver short of the first down. Jets punting away to probably Danny Johnson. Nope, Trey Quinn again. He feels the punt. Got a lot of space. Oh, good break. Good return by Trey Quinn. He had a lot of space on that, man. That punter outkicked his coverage for sure. Good return, about 22 yards on that play by Quinn. He split 2 meters. That was nice. Nick Riley said, yeah, bro, that's who I'm talking about. Man, he was going to be good. I liked him. I wanted us to draft him. Nick being a Vikings fan. You guys would have used him as a guard, which is where I think he would have been better suited to be played. And the Patriots are trying him at tackle. I hope it's nothing serious. What up, Redskins? Juan Jose says, I've seen some Redskins fans saying that Sims is a lot to make the roster. What do you think? No, he is not a lock to make. So let's look at the receiver position since that came up. So it's still early, still a lot of time. As you can see, every game we seem to hear more injuries. Nothing serious tonight, though. No serious injuries of players. Even if P. Ryan were to go down with an Achilles tear, and I don't think that's what it is, but let's just say that P. Ryan was done for the season, we wouldn't be broken up about that. All right, nothing serious in terms of injuries came out of tonight's game, thankfully. Hopefully, we get these young guys out of here clean and unscathed, and we can really be excited about the third preseason game with just about everybody being ready to go. But back to our initial conversation, the receiver position. Just off the bat, you already know, okay? First of all, a drafted guy is going to get the nod over, or every opportunity to get a nod over a guy that didn't get drafted, okay? There is a pecking order. Despite teams telling you the best man is going to get an opportunity, you have to know that if a guy is drafted, he's going to get every opportunity to make the team. So with that being said, you've got Josh Doctson, you've got Paul Richardson, and Crowder. Those are absolute stone cold lead pipe locks. 3 right there. Trey Quinn is making this roster. They drafted him. They like him. He's making this roster. All right, that's 4 receivers right there. Now the injuries to Robert Davis. That does, because Robert Davis is going to make this team. That was going to be 5. With the injury to Robert Davis, that does open up a spot. Remember, they like Brian Quick. He was on this roster last year. Now, that's who he has to beat out. If you're asking me who Cam Sims has to beat out to make this roster, he's got to beat out Robert Davis. Not Robert Davis. Brian Quick. If he beats out Brian, whoa, who is this guy? Oh, that's the Carter kid everybody's been wanting to see. Montrez Carter. That's the guy everybody's been wanting to see. Well, that was a hell of a run to start up. So that's 4 receivers. If Cam Sims can beat out, let's see what this penalty is.
Personal foul, number 59, defense, lowering the head to initiate.
All right, so the lowering the head penalty for the first time of the night. I want to see what it looks like. It was on the Jets.
First down.
Let's see.
They could have tagged on Louie in the first half. Watch here.
Yeah, okay. That one definitely is, that's definitely a penalty. If they're going to call it. By the letter of the law, that's a penalty. I don't like it, but that's a penalty by the letter of the law. But back to our conversation. If he can beat out Brian quick, because they're the similar size type of receiver, big guy, big body, possession type receiver. Oh, Carter with a nice little jump cut run. Man, Carter looked good on that run. That was a nice little jump cut to the outside. Wait a minute. I know a lot of people wanted to see him. I didn't know anything about him, so I wasn't that high on seeing the guy. But after all the injuries, look at this jump cut, guys. Look at this jump cut to the outside. This is gorgeous right here.
You better watch out because he just has that kind of playmaking ability.
Watch this. Whoop. Watch this. Whoop. 2 jump cuts to the outside, man. That is beautiful.
Of course, this is an opportunity to show him.
33-yard run there. He's had 2 impressive runs to start. But anyway, you look at it. If he can beat out Brian Quick, then I think Cam Sims has a legit shot at making this roster. But as of right now, I would give the nod to Brian Quick. But we'll see what happens. I don't know if they're going to keep 5 or 6. If they're keeping 5, that's the matchup right there, the one-on-one. If Davis were healthy, he would be the one to make the roster. But because he injured himself last week, and he's going to miss the entire season. Now, if I'm not mistaken, he tore his ACL as well, and we really didn't talk about that. But if he, because he's in the season, now that opens up a roster spot for a guy that probably wasn't going to. So Cam Sims, not a lot, but he has a really good chance of making roster now because of the way things have played out with the injury to Robert Davis. Really opening up an extra roster spot that wasn't there prior to the injury. So Sims has a shot, but it's not a lot. Once again, I appreciate you cruising. DC Big Oso Gas says these players are dropping like flies in the preseason. Yeah, they are. Kevin Hogan tried to run on 3rd and 9, got nowhere. Redskins are going to have to settle for yet another field goal.
We've seen the Redskins get down here in the red zone a lot.
And
I give the Jets secondary a lot of credit. Playing this soft zone defense, and they're just passing it off. Really good. And the quarterback just has nowhere to go with the ball. Talk about you want to force it underneath and let it tackle. Good job of the Jets defense all night.
They are falling like flies. We just got to be thankful that it hasn't been anybody serious in this particular game like it was last week. The 20th Mike says, how did Alex Smith not see him? So he came late. All right, D-Hop with the 28-yard through the uprights for a 12-3 lead now for the Redskins with 4 minutes and seconds left in the third quarter. Alex Smith came in, started the game off, first possession, had a nice drive, aided by a 15-yard personal foul penalty, roughing the passer. But he had some good throws, the most notable of which was a 3rd and 8 10-yard connection over the middle of the field on a hook route to Josh Doxson for a first down that kept the drive alive. And so Alex Smith is extremely accurate in his throws. Took a shot on the very first play of the game on a play-action-fake bootleg in which the defender was bearing down on. They called personal foul, roughing the passer, but he was able to get the football out of his hand to Paul Richardson for a nice game. Richardson with a nice run after the catch on that particular play. And then we also saw Vernon Davis with a nice catch and run on that first possession as well. So Alex Smith looked sharp, but just like last year, unable to get us in the end zone. Trey Quinn ran a slant against Buster Screen on an empty set. So 5 receivers, no running back in the backfield. And Alex Smith elected to go to Trey Quinn, who was in the slot. He did not win against Buster Screen. Great play by Screen to knock it away on the slant in the end zone. So Alex Smith was good. He went 5 of 6 for probably somewhere in the neighborhood of about 35, maybe 40 yards, somewhere in that general vicinity. It was a quality showing for his first play as a Washington Redskin. Andre Sherrill says, is Stroh in the game? Stroh in the game, I haven't seen him so far. I've seen a lot of I think Stroh hurt himself. I don't have my phone next to me. Actually, the phone is recording right now. I should have brought my other phone with me. I could have checked. I guess I can check on the computer, since I do have a in front of me, right? Let's see if he's injured. I haven't seen him all night neither, and I've been the same thing.
Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady's preseason. I'm looking at Brady's stat line. I can't believe what I'm seeing right now. I mean, guys are talking about it. First, we'll have the reaction of what we saw with Sam Darnold tonight and where that leads in Jackson. Freshman basketball player R.J. Barrett on the importance of social media. At a sports night right after we finish up with this preseason edition of Thursday special Monday night. So, Redskins have had 4 red zone possessions. They have come away with.
So that's the story tonight right now. Redskins have had 4 possessions in the red zone. And
has a very special guest of interest here in Washington.
And we've come away with 4 field goals. So they're talking to Alex Smith now. So.
You told me you weren't going to play long. You ended up playing a series, but I thought maybe at the first play, the very first play of the game, you got crushed. Maybe you should just go out then. Like, what were you thinking when you just got smashed?
To be honest, it's almost a blessing, to go out there. You haven't played in a long time. You haven't taken a hit. We've been wearing, yellow jerseys all off season, and to kind of get that first shot, get the completion. It was nice. It was a nice way to start it off. Kind of get the cobwebs out, get you back in football mode right away. I thought we did a nice job, got some rhythm, which was nice. Unfortunately, couldn't finish it off. So, yeah, it was good to get a little rhythm going. Good to get in there to huddle with the guys.
Looks like Settle is done for the night. Okay, Strowman's in there. I'm tripping. Stroh's been in the game tonight. He's 25. I've seen 25 out there a number of times. Okay, my fault. I just forgot his number. That was the problem with that. I've seen 25 there since the second quarter. He's been out there plenty tonight. He just hasn't returned any punts. But Stroh's been out there. They're not throwing at him either. Speaking of which, that's him making the touchdown on the tackle there.
For me, let's go. I mean, it's an opportunity.
So Stroh's been out there tonight, and he got it. They haven't targeted him, so he's been playing quality.
Make the most of this, and thankfully we got a bunch of teammates. I think they think the same way.
Casey says thoughts on Terrell Pryor. I don't have any. I really don't have anything to say about Terrell Pryor. And
yeah, I feel like I have more to prove that than ever, and
we'll see what happens.
I feel like I'm going to be a place to do it.
Sack. Teddy Bridgewater goes down. Nice little twist and stunt. Nice little T game there.
You know what? No one have it any other way. I'm excited for it. There are a bunch of guys that I think that have that same mentality. So, pumped to be here.
What do you like about this offense?
I just think how versatile we are. And I don't think there's anything we can do or won't do.
Appreciate you cruising again, man.
Great teacher.
Says this is one of the best football channels on YouTube. I really appreciate that, man. And another super chat from you, man. Appreciate that a lot. All right. Trey Quinn on another one. This time he gets about a good 8. Jared Fernandez was on that sack. I like Jared Fernandez at NC State. He's another undrafted guy that I think has an outside shot at making this roster.
He did so well, taking
He had a really, really solid chance. If injuries take place and he continues to play solid football, he may have a shot.
For a touchdown. Listen, this is what Alex Smith brings. He brings a versatility. He can stand in the pocket, play action, get an empty, make all the calls, orchestrate this running game, and then the zone reads, the RPOs. He's comfortable, and really, that's where he's best at.
Here's a jet motion with Simi.
It about a damn reverse with Simi Cobbs.
Makes the tackle.
It's slow ass.
Look, this is the second time in Alex Smith's career that he has been traded after a young quarterback has bubbled up at a franchise. Of course, Kaepernick was in San Francisco.
Hey, Trent got them fresh veneers, boy. I saw the interview he did on the sideline last week. I said, boy, them teeth brand spanking new. He could barely even talk with them shit in his mouth.
I think for me, Joe, it just shows that he's very.
But hey, look, man. Now you got the money, you can do it, man. Do it. Those teeth straight as a goddamn line, boy. Montrez Carter with the carry for about a good 3.
Yeah, but you know,
Nick Riley says, swear they need to just cut the preseason to 2 games. Too many guys hurt. Give me 2 more regular season games. I'm good, man. I don't want more regular season games. I think that if you do 2 more regular season games, you water down the quality of the regular season, because then you'll have teams getting into the playoffs that don't necessarily belong in the playoffs because you give them an extra 2 weeks to get in with games. I also think that you're going to wear players out and down. That's holding. That's coming back. Kevin Hogan with a nice sprint, but that's coming back. They're going to call holding on the Redskins. But so back to my initial point. Also, you render a lot of the NFL records that are set with the 16-game schedule. Some of them are rendered meaningless. You know, then you have to start talking about that was in a 16-game schedule. And I know that's insignificant to some people. I agree that is a pain in the ass, but it's a necessary evil. You know, these guys need preseason. Could they function off of 2 preseason games? Sure they could. But what about the guys that are trying to make the roster? You can't get enough reps in just 2 preseason games, man. Like, we only think about the starters, but those backups are just as vital as your starters are, because if the starters go down, you got to see what these backups do, and they need that. They need the reps. You know, and if it's only 2 preseason games, then one of those preseason games, you got to have your starters out there for the bulk of the game to get ready. And so, I think preseason is a necessary evil. So, I'm fine with the way preseason is. Oh, back to the wide receiver discussion. I'm tripping. So, you've got the 3 receivers that I told you that are definitely making this team. Mo Harris is definitely making this team. That's 4. Trey Quinn definitely making this team. That's 5. Okay? If they're keeping 6, then Cam Sims has a shot. Most likely, they're not keeping 6 wide receivers. But it depends on what the other positions look like. Mo Harris didn't play tonight because of a injury that he sustained the other day. It's not serious. He's just not playing tonight as a precautionary measure. Mo Harris is making this roster. Thank you for, I think somebody said something about Mo in the comment section. And we've got 5 receivers right there. Trey's making this roster. So for someone to say Cam Sims is definitely making a roster, they're informed. He's not definitely making the roster. I can assure you of that. He has a shot, but he's not definitely making the roster. Thank you, David Thomas. Thank you, Von D Gaming. Thank you for reminding me about Harris. I damn sure did forget about him that quick. He didn't play tonight, out of sight, out of mind. I forgot about him that quick. He's definitely making a roster. So Cam Sims is no lock to make this roster. Don't let anybody lie to you. DC Big Oso says Doug Williams found Carter. Yeah, because you remember Doug used to be the head coach at Grambling, and he was closely associated with the Grambling staff as he went to Grambling as a player too. So yeah, he probably unearthed that gem there. The 20th Mike says Kevin Hogan looks like Kirk. He does. I thought about it for a second when he was running on that scramble. I was like, damn, he's looking like Kirk with that 8 on. J. Camman says, looking forward to doing winners and losers again this year. Any new changes to last year's format? Yeah, there won't be the big show that I did last year. I'm not doing that this year. There will be a show, but it won't be like 3 hours long. It'll be a quick update show though, so that you are aware of who's done what, but it won't be a long, drawn-out show because I'll have a lot of different things going on this year that I'll have to focus on. There will be a video coming out here in the near future that will give you all the information you need on everything, and that video will be coming out sometime this weekend, either tomorrow, Saturday, or Sunday, but one of these next few days you're going to get a video that will explain everything and give you all of the information that you need for all the upcoming changes in the upcoming season. So stay tuned for that. Missed tackle by Jared Fernandez. And big play by
30-yard play for Atkinson.
By George Atkinson III.
You're going to see on this replay, Ted just sees it.
And a missed tackle by Fernandez.
He drops it down.
And then missed by Atkin. And so Fish, Smithson, and then Sean Deion Hamilton had to make the play 30 yards down the field, 35 yards down the field. There's some missed tackles there. What is this man doing? What am I doing? So, really didn't get to see that one, but DC Big O says,
well, I think the Giants are going to be better, especially up front. They bring in Nate Solder, you draft Will Hernandez, you at the guard position. The key for me to that entire offense.
He said, I can tell you right now that the next Redskins practice will be on red zone offense. They've been practicing on it. It's not like they haven't been practicing. They just haven't
I think they can get a 19-win team in New York.
Really, but again, you're not going to see a lot of their big plays that they like to run. You're not going to see it in the preseason. So let's just hope that they've got more in store than what we saw last week. We failed to get in the end zone from the red zone last week, and again here. Black Dog says Martrez Carter is better than all of them except Dice and Thompson. They just don't believe in him because he's from an HBCU. Watch his film. The couple of plays tonight, he's looked really good. Really, really good. I don't think it's a situation of he's from an HBCU. I just think it's a situation of they got more invested in the other backs. And Carter's probably not getting a lot of reps in camp. It's hard to prove what you can do when you're not getting a lot of opportunities. And you see how many backs we have? If Geis were healthy, if Thompson were healthy, if Bibbs and P. Ryan and Rob Kelly, that's the 5 back in front of this guy, so you're not getting a ton of reps. So it's hard for him to prove what he can do, which is a shame. But that's the life of an undrafted rookie free agent. Is you got a long uphill battle to climb, especially if the team that you sign with has depth at the position that you signed at. It's going to be tough for you to get reps in camp.
embracing that. They feel like making it Dak friendly is something that's important to them.
J. Cameron says Vernon Davis getting a lot of touches with Reed injury issues. Even with a healthy Reed, I still think Vernon Davis is going to see a number of touches. Alex Smith loves to get the football to his tight ends. And Vernon Reed is going to be an integral part of this offense, but so is Vernon Davis. We saw his value last year. Sean Deion Hamilton on the blitz, not able to bring Teddy Bridgewater down, and Bridgewater makes us pay. Sean Deion Hamilton had a great opportunity to get Teddy Bridgewater down, and Teddy just sidestepped him and makes a great throw to the receiver for about a gain of 15. Sean Deion Hamilton's got to come down with that sack.
It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And I'm afraid that the Dallas Cowboys may not have enough talent on the field defensively to get it done. And I think that's going to be an area.
Well, Jose says, do you think there's any interest in Khalil Mack from the Redskins? There's interest for everybody, but you're not going to want to give up what it's going to take to get Khalil Mack. And then, touchdown Jets. Sharon Peake. Teddy Bridgewater. Some good throws, man. Took a shot, stood tall, and delivered it to Sharon Peake for a touchdown. Let's see who that was on. Probably zone coverage. I saw two defenders over there, so it looked like zone. Yeah, it looked like a cover two. Let's see. Yeah, it's a little bit of zone there. But one went on the post, one went on the corner, and that safety just did over there in time. That post route kind of held him, and he wasn't able to get over there in time.
Must be something about 7th round wide receiver picks tonight. That was Peak in 2016. He was getting the call late. He got up and got after it on the end of Bridgewater's ball. Of course, all scoring plays review, and just confirmed that as a touchdown catch. But Sharon Peake.
So Jets cut the lead down, pinning this extra point to 2 at 12-10 as the extra point goes through. So back to the conversation that we were having, though. There's a lot you have to give up to get a Khalil Mack on your football team. And then not only do you have to give up picks and a boatload of them and some big ones, they don't want second rounders. They want first round. And yes, with an S, they want multiple first round picks. And then not only do they want those first round picks, you also have to pay them big money. And, I've heard rumors that he wants, over $20 million a year. He wants quarterback money. And, that's going to be the going rate for these pass rushers now, is that they're going to get big time money. Von Miller, I think he ended up with about $18-19 a year with his last deal that he signed. Khalil Mack is the next up to get his, and so he's going to surpass the Von Miller deal, and that was a huge deal. I expect him to get paid big money. And so those are all things you have to take into consideration. Do you want to pay him the kind of money that it's going to take to get him onto your roster? Do you want to give up the picks that it's going to take to get him onto your roster? I just don't see the Redskins being a team that is in the market for giving up picks and shelling out the type of money that it's going to take to get a Khalil Mack. But and honestly speaking, the Raiders aren't dumb. These types of talents don't come out long very often. You don't just go in the draft and in a top pick get one of these guys every time you make a top 5 selection. You can allow a Khalil Mack to this guy is the first player in NFL history to be selected to all first team NFL at positions in the same year. Like, there's no way you let this guy walk away. I don't see him going anywhere, to be honest. Casey says, is there any hope for Kevin Hogan? Not really.
But what's going to happen?
I'll tell you what.
Right here. I want you to keep your eyes on him. He's going to drop back in coverage, and when he does that, you're going to see Teddy Bridgewater, when he drops, he just turns his shoulders just a little bit. Him to draw up. He needs to sink. And when he steps up, Teddy sees it. It's going to
what I'll tell you is,
and Blanding bid on it. And when he did, Teddy just put a nice little touch on it for the touchdown pass. So it's just all.
I see the Redskins keeping 3 quarterbacks, and really there's no reason to. You got Alex, you got Colt. You don't need another guy on the route. You don't need another. Only would keep another guy there if it was a young quarterback you drafted in the later rounds, and you wanted to continue to develop, and you weren't sure if you were going to be able to sneak him through waivers. And yeah, you could make that move, but we had Nick Sudfeld. We had to keep putting him on the roster because we weren't sure if he was going to sneak through waivers. That's not the case with Kevin Hogan. You just go ahead and cut ties with his ass, honestly speaking. But Reese says that couch looks comfortable, and it is very much so. Andre Short says Montrez Carter making plays. He's been making some plays, and I think we're going to see more of him on this possession too. All right. So I think that was more Carter right there. It looks like he got a game or two.
Jets wide receiver Jermaine Kearse. Jermaine, you were sitting here waiting for this interview, and when Teddy threw that touchdown pass, you jumped off the table. You were so excited. How come?
I just know the work that he's put in. I see it day in and day out, and for him to be able to go out there and just showcase his ability, I get excited about that.
Now, you guys have only been teammates for a couple of months.
Let's get to some more comments.
Lockers are right next to each other, so you talk a lot. And what has he told you just about his story?
He had the early success in Minnesota, and then.
Remember, if you're new to the channel in these live streams, and you want your comment read, use the hashtag Louie. If it's pertinent, I will read it on the air. Matthew Lynch says, "What do you think about carving up the Eagles? It's Brady. It's the preseason. It's Brady. I mean, what more do I need to say? I mean, that's a shootout, though. I seen that it was like 38, and then I also seen that the Patriots had a strip sack, scoop and score versus Nicholas Foles. So, it is what it is. It's the preseason. You don't make too much of it. It's just crazy. The score is ridiculous, and over here, both teams are struggling to put damn points in the scoreboard.
He's looking really good. His composure is just so poised out there. He's eager to learn every day.
Reese says, sorry to hear about this. That really sucks. Yeah, it does, but what can you do? Gotta move on. DC Big Oso says, Cam Sims better be able to play special teams. If he can't, he's not making a roster. Because we know Mo Harris plays special teams. Mo Harris, we've seen him return punts before. We know Mo Harris has been down the field as a gunner before. So it's impossible for Cam Sims to make this roster if he can't play special teams. And he ought to know a thing or two about his. He didn't play receiver as often as he would have liked at Alabama, so I'm assuming he had to be playing special teams at Bama. Nick Roddy says, in all honesty, who do you think is better, bro, Kirk or Alex? I think Kirk Cousins is better than Alex Smith in a number of different categories. If you're asking me as a pure passer of the ball, Kirk Cousins is better. Did you see the throw on the sidelines to Stephon Diggs versus the Broncos last week? In that little tight hole and window? Pause. Did you see that? Come on, man. That's what Kirk does. But if you're talking about from a standpoint of athleticism, extending plays, being a playmaker with his legs, obviously Alex is the better quarterback in that regard. So it just depends on what you're looking at and what you're asking. But overall, if you're asking me which one would I rather have as the Redskins starting quarterback, I think Kirk Cousins all day long, twice on Sundays. But Alex is my guy now because he's in a Redskin uniform and he's in the burgundy and gold, so he's part of the family. So I'm going to ride with Alex Smith. And Alex just first 4,000-yard season passing. We're hoping to see more of that in 2018 with the Redskins. Kirk damn near threw for 5,000 yards in 2015. So we know Kirk is fully capable. We're hoping Alex is capable. And we've seen Kirk do it without a run game, with no help from the run game whatsoever. Alex has always had a run game, so now we're going to get to see if Alex can do what Kirk did if the run game doesn't improve. And we're hoping as Redskins fans that the run game is actually improved and that we don't have to see Alex Smith in a setting where he is the only form of offense from a passing standpoint and that he's got to carry the team on his back. We don't want to see that. We want to see balance. We want to see the run game carry its own weight, but we'll see what happens. KC says Teddy don't look like Teddy. In what way? Teddy's moving. He's moving well.
Teddy Bridgewater
threw the ball on our ass. I know that. Ricky L says, "What's good, fam? I see you got Eagles green up in the background. Hashtag Fly Eagles Fly." Haha. Real funny. Everyday Flash. What up? Everyday. What up, Flash? How Darnold played? I had issues with Game Pass. Darnold played well. He made one mistake, and that one mistake was on a 4th down. So you don't beat him up for that. It was 4th and 1. They decided to throw. He forced it into a situation where he didn't see the safety underneath, and basically a buzz coverage, and the safety picked it up in the air and it got picked off. But it was 4th down anyway. If it wasn't completed, it was gonna be turnover on down. So and you don't kill him. I thought Darnold handled pressure well. Pick. Who was that? So Tedo just threw a pick. All right. Another guy that I don't know that I don't need to get comfortable with. But that 47, man, it's good to these corners. Remember, Dunbar was 47 for about 3-4 years, man. And Awara just got it. That's a nice play, too. Turn, locate football, make a play on football. That's how you do it. But Darnold had a good game. 8 of 11. About 55 yards or so. Like I said, the one pick, but it was on 4th down.
He went back shoulder there. In my opinion, he should have thrown it high into the outside. It's either a catch or that's an incomplete pass out of bounds. He'd love to have that one back, as you said.
Webcam says it'd be hilarious if Bridgewater ends up in Denver with Keenum. They were teammates last year. That would be crazy, but we'll see. Somebody's going to trade for Teddy Bridgewater, I think, before it's all said and done. J.K. Man says, if it was a good team like the Steelers and Patriots, I would trade a 1st-round pick for Matt. Yeah, it would take more than just a first. It would take a combination of picks. Maybe 2 firsts. I don't know what the Raiders are asking, but 2 firsts sound like a good idea. Not a 1st and 2 seconds. Like, you're giving up some real draft capital. Oh, penalty. You're giving it up. Like, there's no way you're going to get Khalil just a single 1st-round pick. It's going to be a lot more than that involved in getting a guy like Khalil Mack to switch teams. We're talking about an all-pro player here. Perennial all-pro. He's not switching sides. 1 1st-round pick. You're going to have to give up. But like you said, a team that's good, and you know that 1st-round pick is going to be late first, you wouldn't be opposed to giving it up to get a game changer like Khalil Mack. But again, I don't see the Raiders trading. I really don't.
It's going to run through New England, but the Jets coming off 5-11 season the last 2 years, they've been close in a lot of those matches. They have enough playmakers to get over the hump.
My Bucks dodged the bullet with Gruden not coming here. He's running that team like it's the damn 1970s. And your ass wanted him, Reed. And I told you, I said, be careful, man. Gruden may not be what you need. And he damn sure is running that team like it's the 1990s, man. He went straight back to the way it was. It's almost like, for him, the NFL didn't change a bit. And he came back in, and right where he left, he sort of like Joe Gibbs when he came back as a Redskins fan. We watched Joe Gibbs back in, and when he left, there was no free agency. Things were vastly different, and you could tell that he was still trying to adjust to the new way that football was played and how rookies were constructed. And he was like a kid in a candy store when he first came back. He was doing a whole bunch of dumb stuff. Going out and getting Adam Archuleta, trading a second-round pick for TJ Duckett. Doing all kinds of nonsense because he didn't know what he should or shouldn't be doing because that wasn't around. Free agency wasn't as rampant. Trades weren't happening the way that they happen now. He just was like, wow, I can do that. And he was still running counter trade and all the old things that worked in the 80s. It's like, bruh, you got to catch up with it now. And still, I say all of that, and Joe still took us to the playoffs 2 times in 4 years. So, which is way better than any other coach has done since Joe 2.0 has come and gone. So, in any event, I said all that to say this. Coaches, when they leave, and the thing with Joe is Joe went to racing, so you could understand how he was kind of lost in the sauce in terms of catching up with the way football had evolved. John Gruden was doing Monday Night Football. He's talking to these coaches on a weekly basis. He had the Fired Football Coaches of America office. He was doing the quarterback break. He was in tune to what the hell was going on, and he still came back and acted as if it was 1999. I just don't understand. So yes, you did dodge a bullet. All right, let's get to some more comments. All right, my man Nick says, I heard Foles got hurt or something with his shoulder. How serious it is? Yeah, it looks like it's serious. He got hit while he was trying to throw the football. They were able to force a fumble. But it looks like, again, I'm no doctor, and I didn't sleep at a Holiday Inn last night. But if I had to guess, it looked like some kind of a pec injury. Maybe a strained pec, maybe a torn pec. Anytime you start to throw the football or a rotator type of injury, it looked like he was more so in his chest, but it could have been his shoulder. Your arm is exposed as you're going to throw it. Guy hits you as you're coming forward. You can see how that could really put some strain on your shoulder, chest area. So we'll see what happens. It looks like it could be a pretty serious injury. And that's why you trade Nicholas Foles while he's got value, because you don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, the injury to Carson Wentz complicated things and forced them to need to hold on to him. But, you know, that's why I was like, hey, man, it wouldn't be that bad of an idea to go ahead and trade him. That's why he's got value. He gets injured here, maybe the value dips. We'll see. Easier said than done, though. The man won a Super Bowl for you, and your starting quarterback's not ready to go. Easy to say you should have traded him before he got hurt, and now he gets hurt. So we'll see what happens. Ricky L says Kirk is overrated. I don't believe that to be the case, but Redskin Pride says Alex can do everything Kirk can do except be as Kirk.
He's got a big arm.
We're going to see. You know, I got a lot of confidence in Alex Smith. I really do. More so than people are giving him credit for. But the thing Alex Smith has never had to do was lead a team that didn't have been able to run the football with Alex Smith. Last year and the years prior, they've always had a solid run game in Kansas City. And this is going to be a trying year for him if the Redskins can't run the football and he's asked to put the team on his back. Will he be able to do so? That's the only thing. We saw Kirk do it, you know, for as much as he could. With all the injuries and things that happened around Kirk, that some of those things were out of his control. We've seen Kirk, though, put the team on his back and lead us to the playoffs in 2015. We've seen Kirk throw for over 4,000 yards in consecutive seasons. Hell, 3 straight years now. We've seen Kirk throw for over 4,000 yards. He threw for damn near 5,000 in 2016, in the year we should have made the playoffs, but didn't. So we've seen Kirk put this team on his back. I'm not sure if Alex Smith can do that. But
they traded Tyrod Taylor. He played really good football last year, getting in the playoffs.
Jaden Dolphelmeyer says, when do you think the Redskins will start drafting a quarterback to take over the franchise that Alex has done in the league? It won't be for another couple of years. Remember, Alex signed a 5-year deal. So Alex isn't going in anytime soon, but you best believe the Redskins will start looking to address that position in the next couple of years. You know, a young guy to groom and having that same quarterback room with Alex Smith, which will allow him to learn from a veteran. I like that speed from Jared Fernandez, man. I like Jared Fernandez a lot. I really do. I really like what he's doing. Like I said, it wouldn't shock me if he had a shot to make this roster, man. I liked him at NC State, and I'm looking at him, and somebody said earlier that Teddy doesn't look the same. You're right. Teddy doesn't look as athletic. I'll give you that. Still. Really like the way that Jared Fernandez is running out there.
You're not going to be the starting quarterback.
Yeah, that's really surprising. You know, I mean, not to say that he's going to win the job, but I just think that it affects the whole mindset of a competitor. I mean,
DC Big also says Kirk Cousins is under pressure this year than Alex Smith. Yes, that's a fact. He's going into a situation where that team was a game away from the Super Bowl, in a situation where they feel like he's the missing piece to take them over the top. And he's being paid a fully guaranteed contract, the first of which we've seen for a 2-year deal for any player in this league. Fully guaranteed contract. Yeah, his pressure is as high as it gets in Minnesota. We'll see if he is able to rise to the occasion or if he buckles under that pressure. Good play by Stroh out there making that tackle. Love it. Nick Riley says, swear some of your fellow Redskins fans are Kirk haters. Look, I can tell you this much about my family. A lot of them didn't believe in Kirk when he was here. They're not just saying that because he's no longer a Redskin. A lot of these dudes did not like Kirk when he was a Redskin. I used to have to defend him, and some of the other Redskin bid makers would have to defend Kirk all the time. A lot of these guys, they're not saying this because Kirk's a Redskin. They didn't think Kirk Cousins was a good quarterback with the Redskins, and they wanted him gone. So I've been saying all along, be careful for what you wish for, you just might get it. Teddy with the okie doke, but he's not going to get the first down. So he says, swear some of your Redskins fans are Kirk haters, acting like since 2015 he is in the top 6 or better in all of the big categories for quarterback. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. He's been pretty good in a lot of categories, but the one that we gauge the most, which can be unfair at times, but it is wins and losses. And he's not in the top 6 of wins and losses. And he's had some games where he's had some chances to do some things late in ball games, i.e. the Giants in 2016, and he throws an interception, makes a bad decision, and he throws an interception. So, you know, it is what it is. Two flags are down. Reese says, you're right, Lou. I did want him, but I sure as hell don't now. Yeah, I know you wanted him. We had that conversation numerous times at the end of the season last year. You were hoping and wishing and praying he was coming your way. Redskins Pride says, I am not a Kirk hater. I just moved on from him. Kirk beat the Cowboys exactly one time. Surely we shouldn't pay $20 million for a guy that can't beat a mediocre Dallas. So I didn't want to pay Kirk the money he was asking for. Should have paid him before. I was with the mindset of we missed the boat on Kirk.
Lowering the head to initiate.
So we got another lowering the head penalty. Just about to take this lead. Just like last week, New England took the lead on us late in that ball game. They got Smith. They got Fish Smithson for the helmet to helmet. That's a garbage call. That's a soft call. But I mean, if that's what they're gonna call, they're gonna call. The run dipped his head just like Smith, Fish Smithson did. Oh, I don't know. Remember last year that was going to be the emphasis. Can't lower your head as a ball carrier. They still lowering their head. So that's trash. That was a trash call. Jets out to the 2-yard line now. Second and goal from the 2. They're going in for 7. And if they get it, they're going to win. I have no confidence in Kevin Hogan's ability to lead us down the field a touchdown to retake the lead. So there's 3 minutes left in this game. The Jets get 7 here, and they're going to win. But the key was come out of this thing relatively unscathed. We did that for the most part. Got to stick around and see the injury prognosis on the 2 running backs, P. Ryan and Byron Marshall, to see what the extent of those injuries are. But for the most part, we came out of this game relatively healthy. That's all you can ask for. Gun run for the Jets. And he fumbled the ball. So they didn't get in. And it's going to go to the 2-minute warning. So let's get to some more of these comments. Redskin Pride talked about Kirk Cousins not wanting to pay him $20 million. $20 million is the going rate for a starting NFL quarterback of any merit. So if you don't want to pay Kirk Cousins $20 million, then you don't want to pay any quarterback $20. Like, you can't. There's no discounts at the quarterback position. You paying a quarterback less than $20 million, then he's a bum. So you got to pay the position for what it's worth. You may not be paying a player what they're worth. You're paying because of the premium of the position. Kirk was going to get more than $20 million. That was a guarantee. I didn't want to pay Kirk $30 million, which is what he wanted. And at that point, we weren't in a position to tell him that he couldn't get otherwise. So that was our fault. We missed the boat. Kirk was good enough to get the job done in D.C., but the circumstance just didn't work out for him. And we dropped the ball because we had a chance to sign him when he only wanted, what was it, $16 million a year after the 15 season. And we wouldn't step up to the plate. He wanted $42 million guaranteed. It was 42, 48, somewhere in there. And we offered him 24. So we weren't even close. Anyway, I had moved on from Kirk too. Doesn't mean that I didn't was good enough to get the job done. That's the difference between me and you. Is you moved on from Kirk and you didn't think he could get the job done. I moved on from Kirk and I thought he could get the job done. I just didn't want to pay him what it was going to take to get him to stay. And he didn't want to stay anyway. I didn't want a guy that didn't want to be here. The year the Redskins are on, he said the year the Redskins are on this regular season schedule, Kirk leaves to get him back so badly. Boy, you got to let that go, man. You got to let that go, Reed. Extreme Archery USA says, Jerron Christian looks bad. I would prefer, no, you wouldn't prefer TJ Clemmings over him. Don't do that. You got to remember, the guy's in his second career NFL game. He hasn't even played in a regular season game yet. Jerron Christian, he doesn't look A1, but we didn't draft him in the first round. We drafted him in the third round, and he was raw. When we drafted him, he's got a lot of learning to do. He'll be fine. Give him time. That's one thing that you guys have to learn how to do, is to be more patient with these young players. You can't expect guys to just jump in and automatically hit the ground running and be awesome right off the bat. Yeah, he struggled last week pretty badly, and there were a couple of plays, but I thought he was better, much better this week than he was last week. I went back and watched the game last week because I didn't even know he played until I seen John Kime say, hey, he was pretty bad tonight. So I went back a couple times tonight, but he's fine. Sanchez 11 says, should Teddy start? No, he's not going to start. Sam Darnold's going to get the nod. When it's all said and done, I think Sam Darnold, they're grooming him to get the week 1 start. They like Josh McCown, and he probably gives them the best chance to win initially, but it's about the future in New York. And both Mike McCagnon, the GM, and the head coach, Todd Bowles, they got, look at that hit. Woo! They ain't block him. He was unblocked. McKenzie with a nasty hit. Wow! He was unblocked. He ought to make that play. You don't get blocked, come down the line hard and make the tackle. That's what he did. I think they're going to get Sam Darnold ready to start week 1. And so I think the Jets are going to try to take the lead with this field goal. And so now Kevin Hogan does have a chance to lead the victory. 2 timeouts, minute and 50 seconds left. All you need field goal to win. So we'll see if they're able to get the win down the stretch. Should make for entertaining ball down the stretch here in a meaningless preseason game. A field goal fest. And he makes it to give the Jets a 13-12 lead. Minute and 52 seconds remaining. Redskins with 2 timeouts. We'll see what happens. Reed says, "Oh yeah, screw you, Jordan Reed, for that game-winning touchdown versus the Bucks in 2015." Nick Riley says, "Shrek is about to put up career numbers with Diggs, Thielen, and Rudolph. It's about to be a movie. It looks like him and Diggs already have a hell of a connection going. That's gonna be fun to watch. Really feel like that's gonna be a fun situation to watch there." Redskin Pride says, "I hear Matt Jones is in Philly." Who? Matt Jones! I think he is in Philly, man.
You gotta impose yourself. You gotta make a play when something different. You gotta stick out. And that's what he did on that touchdown throw. Just suddenly moving his shoulders, opening up that corner out. That's a big night. Really, a really good camp for him. He's back in the race.
Let's see what we got. Reed says, "This new helmet rule is going to dictate the outcome of games. It's gonna get ugly." I already told you when the rule on my podcast. For those of you who checked it out, the Louie T Network podcast, check that out. But I don't know the podcast. I said, that's gonna dictate outcomes of games this year. Some teams are gonna lose games due to a late 15-yard penalty that helped a team get in the field goal range or win a game. At Extreme Archer says, "I haven't seen Jerron Christian block anybody yet." Oh, he played a lot better. He should have just took the damn lead. Nick Riley says, "Hell no, you don't want TJ Clemens. Trust me, whoever said that needs to retire." Hey, trust me, I know why we don't want TJ Clemens in there blocking any damn body. So I'm with you on that. Skin Pride says, "I really wanted Kirk here. You're right. We dropped the ball, as you said. He didn't win here. I just want to win for a change. Get rid of the negative energy, i.e., AJ Francis." Yeah, I just want to win too. I'm with you, man. And I had moved on from Kirk mentally in the offseason prior to last year because I knew if we didn't sign him before the franchise tag, he would come back. And so I moved on from him as well. And so we wanted him here. We wanted him in DC, but it didn't work out, man. And so moved on. We need to move on. And that's a great drive started by Kevin Hogan. So Kinsey with the catch and run after the catch for about a good 20 yards to get this drive started.
You can ask him about anything. He has an opinion about everything, including the team's quarterback situation. Josh, you went up against the Jets all week. You've seen what's going on here tonight. Who has impressed you most of the quarterbacks?
I mean, I think all of them did a great job.
David Johnson says, "What is with all the hate towards the young guys? Let them develop. I don't get it." I just don't like when guys are too quick to jump to a conclusion on some of these young players. I want to see what the hell Jay does with these 2 minutes, these 2 timeouts, and if he bungles the clock at the end of this game.
You really don't have to say though, right?
None of what they got going on. You asked a question, so I'm just keeping
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Now, I want to ask you about Dancing with the Stars. You came in second on that show. I was impressed by that. Tell me, what's more, playing football or learning the cha-cha?
Learning cha-cha. I mean, this I've been doing.
J. Cam Man says, "Fun fact, Jets versus Redskins was the last season opening game before the Super Bowl victor format, if it sense." I don't know. Let's see.
Who's the better dancer, do you think? You or Odell Beckham Jr.? He can floss. Thanks, Josh.
Kevin Hogan out of the pocket using his legs. He should have got the first down. He was worried about getting out of bounds. He's going to be short of the first down by about a yard. Daddy Smoke Yam says, We were off with third string kicker than Kevin Hogan. Ricky House says that was a great throw. What are your all-time favorite Redskin uniform combinations in no particular order? I prefer the, I remember the, we never win in these, but burgundy on burgundy when we do the color rush, those are crisp. So are the white on whites we wore back in the day. Oh, almost a catch by Shea Fields. The white on white and the burgundy on burgundies, both of them are dope. Also, we had a 70 anniversary uniform that we wore with the old throwbacks with the arrows on the helmet with LeVar Arrington back in 2002. Those are crispy as well. Those are my uniforms that I love. All right, we're in Jets territory now.
One timeout for Washington. 40 seconds to go here.
All right. Reese says, I would hire Kevin Hogan to clean my pool. Y'all are killing Kev. Uh-oh, Hogan about to get sacked. Oh, wow. That's a good play. Simi Cobbs with a nice catch, man. One hand in the middle. And that's a hell of a play by Hogan to get rid of that football with a dude draped all over him. And they caught holding on the defense. We're going to get a first down out of it. 18 seconds in a timeout left. And I think you get about a good 8 to 10 yards and you give D-Hop a chance. But I want to see D-Hop in a pressure-packed situation from about 53 yards to win the game. Hell yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, they changed the rules so much. As a defender, you can't put your hands on these.
Hey, let's see.
Everything in the offense, in the game is about the offense.
I am. Jamel says, I know that there is a guy's injury for your Redskins had to hurt. Yeah, we talked about that. Redskins are now at the 52-yard line. Bad by Hogan. 42-yard line. So right now it's a 60-yard field goal. You get 5 yards, at least 5 yards, and I'm sitting his ass out there for a 55-yarder. And you got the timeout in your back pocket. Anything inside of 57, and I want to see D-Hop get a shot at Bowman. John Perez said, or let's go back. Oh, Extreme Archery USA says, my future UPS driver signed my jersey 4 days ago. His name was Matt Flanagan. Hey, go ahead. That's the tight end. Oh, back shoulder to Cam Sims. Cam Sims with a great catch. Redskins are going to call this timeout. Timeout! Kevin Hogan dashed out, tells get everybody lined up. You got a damn timeout, dummy. He didn't even know we had a timeout. It's a hell of a throw, though, by Kevin Hogan, back shoulder. And an even better catch by Cam Sims to give the Redskins a chance to win this game on a field goal. All right, D-Hop. To the 22, about a 40-yard field goal attempt, 40-41, somewhere in that neighborhood. All right, D-Hop, for the game. I love it. I love it that he's being put in a pressure-packed situation to give us a chance. He made one earlier that hit the damn goalpost. He kicked the damn ball out of bounds. Let's end the night right. 40-yard field goal attempt for the win. He's been all our points tonight. 22, 35, 26, and 28. 40 for the win. And it's good. Wasn't the prettiest of kicks, but it went in, and we won the game. Big kick, man. Way to end it, D-Hop. Big kick, man. If that kick was from 45, he probably misses. We need him to get his ass in gear. But Redskins come over with the victory, 15-13. All 15 points off the leg of Dustin Hopkins as he went 5 for 5 tonight, including a game-winning field goal from 40 yards out as time expires to give the Redskins the victory. So that's a nice way to end. Redskins get the dub. John Perez says, how about Daron Payne with his first sack against Darnold? It was beautiful, man. We were excited about it. First possession of the game. They're starting O against our starting D. Wouldn't have it any other way, man. 24 says, let's see. Since the Redskins did not sign Kirk back, what does that say about our front office? Were they sold on Kirk? Our front office weak. They were never sold on Kirk. The guy that was sold on Kirk to an extent was Scott McCloughan. He was the one that wanted to sign Kirk back in 2015 before we even knew Kirk was going to ball. After a game early in the season versus the Giants, he wanted to sign Kirk then when we could get Kirk on the cheap. So I don't think Bruce Allen ever believed in Kirk Cousins. I don't think he ever believed in him. And the money that they offered him after the 15 season pretty much confirms that. He never believed in Kirk Cousins. Reed says he shouldn't be allowed to use the Hogan name, brother. Daddy Smoke, yeah, says, sound like a country ass old man just now. I did when I was probably telling them to hurry the hell up. Nick Riley says, Hogan almost pulled a J.R. Smith, bro. He damn sure did. I'm glad the coaches have the ability to call the timeout because he over there panicking, trying to get out of the line of scrimmage. Bro, you got a timeout. What you doing? Reese says, the back shoulder throw, when done correctly, is one of the most gorgeous things in football. It's also one of the most almost impossible things to cover if done correctly. Redskin Pride says, Hogan acting like J.R. Smith. Andre Sherrill says, I was having a Bengals flashback on that kick. Yeah. I was like, you need to make this, bro. We need that confidence there. We put that situation again, you can redeem yourself. Daddy Smoke, yeah, says, Dustin Hopkins on my fantasy, but let's hope it doesn't get to this kind of work during the regular season. I hope he doesn't get that kind of work either. I hope he does not get that kind of work. 5 for 5 is not going to beat anybody in the regular season. We got to score touchdowns. The 20th Mike says, is Sims going to make the roster? We talked about that earlier. He shot at this point. 5 guys are locks, barring injury, to make the roster at receiver. You've got Paul Richardson, you've got Josh Doxson, you've got Jameson Crime, you've got Trey Quinn, and you've got Maurice Harris. Those 5, I think, are right now in the driver's seat to make this roster. You know, the first 3 are without question making the roster. I think the next guy to make the roster would be Mo Harris. If he gets healthy, he's going to be just fine. And Trey Quinn, I think we saw him tonight getting with the first team. I think Trey Quinn is a guy that's pretty much a lot. He's going to be the new Grant. We know how much Jay Gruden loved Ryan Grant. I think Trey Quinn is going to be the new Ryan Grant. So he's going to make the roster. So I think Cam Sims is a guy that's on the outside looking in. If we keep 6, then it'll be between him and Brian Quick, and we'll see what happens then. I am Jamel says, any Jonathan Allen? Haven't heard much from him. He had a nice tackle for loss tonight in the backfield. JP says, Dusty Hopkins for the win. Ricky L says, FJR Smith, hashtag go Cavs. Extreme Archery USA says, are you doing a different live stream than this or this? No, this is it. 20th Mike says, who is that boy Sims? He's a game changer. That's the receiver from Alabama, undrafted rookie out of Alabama. Didn't get a lot of snaps at Alabama because of the talent there, but he's getting an opportunity now, and he's making the most of it. Reese said, DJ Stranger is a bad man. My Bucks had him and didn't give him a chance. Yeah, I didn't like how y'all did him, but, you know, it is what it is. Lou Did my brother Josh Dotson play? Yes, he did. He played, and he had a key first down on the first possession of the game that led to the field goal on the only drive of the game led by Alex Smith and the first team offense. So that is it. I thank you guys for watching this stream. Redskins get the victory, 15-13 over the New York Jets. 5 field goals off the right foot of Dustin Hopkins, including the game winner from 40 yards out as time expires to give the Redskins a 15-13 lead, or win, excuse me. I am a Redskins fan at Trinity and Gold. My Redskins spirit will never die. Redskins spirit will never fold. Until we meet again, hail to our beloved Washington Redskins. We'll do this again next week for the Redskins' third season game. We will be a lot more intense, as that is the dress rehearsal game. It'll be the last time we see the starters. Hell, the Packers scored 51 points tonight. 51! And we barely mustered 15, the inverse of 51. Yikes! Nonetheless, I will see you guys next week. Thank you for joining me on this stream. I'm your man, Louie T, signing off. I will see you guys next time. Have a good one.